Hi, I'm Luke Carey. I've been in the medical field for the past 10 years. My past experience prior to meeting Samir is I was a wrestler. I experienced pretty invasive neck pain, and that's when we met.
So before the Unstoppable Baller, before meeting us, what is the extent of what you were going through? Like, talk about that. What was going on with your body? How was that experience?
I was in the middle of what I've come to understand is just metabolic chaos to the body, fatigue, deoxygenation to the system, tightness in muscles. I did a lot of healing with the nutritional factor. I felt my energy come back. I was thriving to a degree, but movements, exercises, they would just induce pain, but they would bring oxygen to my system, and I was confused. I kept searching and kept trying to find an answer, and that's when I came across the podcast, listening to Samir's comments about weaknesses and turning those into strengths, and I just knew that was a key factor I was completely missing.
What would you say, or when do you think these injuries began? When do you think they all started?
I think that they were definitely wrestling, and then it just piled on through life. Being a busy father, working in surgery, it's just a early on injury that resulted in a compensation, and the body got fixated in that position. Standing for 12 hours a day, your body just got locked up. So definitely wrestling, definitely early on. Even I played soccer too, and it was an injury that probably resulted to my ankle in soccer and then went up the chain.
What kind of impact has all of this plus the chronic fatigue, had on your family?
Beforehand?
Before.
Devastating. It was marital problems that we worked through, thankfully. My wonderful wife, Serena, she was just the basis of the family at that point, and I felt bad. But it was bad. Quality of life for everybody sucked. It was very hard.
Wow. So since working with us at the Unstoppable Baller, what has that been like? Starting with COVID, and working online, to even now the past 4 days that we've done the intensive.
I mean,
talk about that experience.
COVID was, I don't want to sing bad, but it was my perfect time, because I think for a year and a half I worked every night, worked on the tissue, and the oxygen just from that work being in my system was a complete and utter change in my life, quality of my life, breathing again. It was good, but it even got better. And it was amazing. It was a frustrating journey at times, because my body would do different things as I was healing, and I understand at this point it didn't matter to me, that I was going to keep going, and it was a gradual healing process. It was patterns, and I began to learn and recognize the patterns and understand it was essentially the nervous system. And it was, from a medical standpoint, it made sense, frustrating at times, emotionally difficult, because I just wanted it to end. Before this, it was 7 years of fatigue, and then once the fatigue went away, I guess that's when the pain began, which is very interesting. I became more aware of it. So it was a gradual process that was healing to the body, involved on my end, and you had to be dedicated. It's set to stand for these last 4 days.
And so what were actually before we get into the last 4 days, what was the soft tissue work like? What was the movements like? Were they foreign to you? Were they different?
Movements were the same. There's some foreign, all making sense as the process went on. Essentially, all the work I did in the past, even breath work, came into play to be able to do this, because It's literally is called the intensive for a reason. Still processing it, by the way. It changed your nervous system.
So what were the last 4 days like? What changed? What movements could you do that you couldn't do before? What connections were you making that you couldn't connect before?
We connected the whole entire right side of my diaphragm, opened it up, opened the right shoulder, released essentially the whole entire fascial chain and got into the deep muscle where we could re-educate the muscle.
Awesome. What's the neck and shoulder feeling like now, the past 4 days?
Easy, light, normal for what it's supposed to be.
That's awesome.
I didn't even know that's what it's supposed to be like. It's been in so much pain that I don't even know what to think yet. It's just wonderful.
Wow.
And we just busted the surface to just allow that re-education of the muscles to take place. It's amazing.
And what has this whole process, past 4 days, how has that impacted your wife, your kids, your life?
It's just another building block to just peace. Because now that the system is at rest, I came across Samir because I knew there was one more piece to just my body being balanced, and literally is what I thought. I thought it was my body. I thought my body was causing stress on my nervous system, my cervical spine. And out of all that, I was right.
And what was it like going through the coaching process? Like being coached through those weird times where you were spasming and being able to work through difficult times. What was that coaching process like?
For me, it was fine. I accepted it. At this point, I was ready for anything. I was ready for a true understanding of the body and an answer. So I knew it was going to be completely different. And I was ready for it. It didn't matter. The goal was to come back for my kids.
That's awesome. So if you were to continue down this path for the next 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, do another intensive, what do you think will happen to your body? What do you think you'll be able to do athletically?
Everything I couldn't be able to do. I mean, I've never been able to do. All my athletics were pushed and forced, and I went up against the best of the best, and I held my own, but for some reason they had a big edge on me. I could be a father. I could teach them whatever sport they wanted to play. I could be pain-free. I could just not worry about working out hard and just live life at ease and share my story and help others.
Awesome, man. Anyone that's watching this right now, they're on the fence, they're a young athlete or they're an older athlete, or they've been through the ringer, they've been in chronic pain, chronic fatigue, they're on the fence, what would you tell them about joining our program?
I literally did it all. I messed up. I messed up with every other provider. I would say if you're on the fence, don't be. You'll be completely surprised at the possibilities that your body can accomplish. I mean, if I could do this, I could have gone the best of the best and gone against national champs without a problem. You will experience a light body with every activity you do, running, breathing, everything.
Perfect.
It's watch your right. There won't be one motion, one activity you can do with struggle. It will give you access and understanding and knowledge to muscles that you would use to do your sport, your activity. Playing won't even be playing. It won't be difficult. It won't be hard. It'll just be a breeze and pain-free.